Things we wish Jesus hadn't said. My name is David Madison, the 6th of March, 2021, and this is episode 41 in a series of videos on that topic. I have a graduate degree in theology and a PhD in biblical studies, but I have to hand it to Mark Twain. He figured things out. He got it right when he said that the best cure for Christianity is reading the Bible. So let's take a close look and see why Mark Twain was absolutely correct. In the 16th chapter of John's Gospel, we find this text, verses 32 and 33. Quote, "The hour is coming, indeed it has come, when you will be scattered, each one to his home, and you will leave me alone. Yet I am not alone, because the Father is with me. I have said this to you, so that in me you may have peace. In the world you face persecution, but take courage. I have conquered the world." Unquote. The Greek word translated here as conquered can also be translated overcome, and both the renderings are found in modern translations. In John's Gospel, Jesus makes this statement to his disciples not long before he is arrested. Devout Christians are usually taught to adore the Jesus depicted in John's Gospel. He has so many famous lines. I am the light of the world. I am the true vine. I am the resurrection and the life. But of the four Gospels, John's author is most guilty of theology inflation. You can see this if you read Mark's Gospel all in one sitting. Then do the same thing right away with John's Gospel. We find two very different concepts of Jesus, and it could be pretty jarring. John's Jesus is so full of himself, bragging and strutting, arrogant and egregiously egotistical. John wrote his gospel maybe 40 or more years after Mark. There had been plenty of time for theology inflation. Mark's Jesus had been the Son of God. But John had imagination inflation and got carried away. Jesus was God, according to John, one with God. John opens his gospel claiming that Jesus had been present at creation. At one point, he even has Jesus say, "No one comes to the Father except through me," which is just bad theology and has caused so much damage. Christian soldiers and missionaries have felt so sure that they had the only right religion, the one true faith, and have been so determined to force it on as many people as possible. I'm almost done writing my next book, 50 Things We Wish Jesus Hadn't Said, and the final chapter is about the arrogant, egotistical Jesus in John's Gospel. John makes Jesus sound like countless other vain, conceited, pretentious cult leaders. Christians have gotten used to John's images. After all, they show up on greeting cards, stained glass windows, as well as in magnificent music. But this quote in John 16:33 is really over the top. I have conquered the world. This is bad theology too, because there is no way to make sense of it in the real, practical world. Mark's Jesus had predicted the kingdom of God would arrive soon, but it didn't. Preachers like to talk about the kingdom of God within to avoid admitting that Jesus was wrong. The world has gone on for 2,000 years with suffering, hatreds, wars, plagues, disasters. What can it possibly mean to say that Jesus conquered the world? This too is silly theological posturing. John's brain was soaked in bad theology, and Jesus saying, "I have conquered the world," is perhaps Exhibit A in making the case that it is, in fact, the worst gospel of the four.